Okay, it's launch day. Everything is complete. Got the brass stem bands in there. On there, I guess. Seats are all in. Decks, thwarts, etc. I've made some paddles. They're drying right now. Well, here's the setup for loading it onto a Subaru. This is a Subaru Outback. I think it's a 2017. And it doesn't come with any way to tie it down on the front, so we got these things called hood loops, which basically are just a plastic piece of rubber that looks like a piece of pipe. It's about that long. It's attached to these straps, and they just go underneath your hood. We put this blue tape on here to stop the vibrate, or at least dampen the vibrations. And we just tie it. This isn't super tight. I mean, it's tight enough to hold it. And then there's a integrated roof rack up here. So we've just basically tied through the bracket and use these trucker's hitches and pulled it down nice and snug. And then in the back, we also use the hood loops, which go under, just inside the cargo area, and then the door closes down on them. And then again, some more trucker's hitches to kind of just secure it. Again, these aren't super tight, but just they're there for safety in case other things fail, and also just sort of to stabilize it from going side to side. But that's really it. It's we put this foam under here just to keep the give a little bit of cushioning on top of the crossbars, and we put blue tape on the gunnels just to protect them, and then you just pull it off. Same with on the bow and the stern, and over this brass component, just in case I happen to bump the the paint on the car when loading it up. But it goes up there pretty easy. It takes a little bit of time to do all these ties, but it's nice and secure. You can see it's not, this isn't going anywhere. I mean, I'm putting quite a lot of force on that, and she's ready to go. And here you can see that the launch went pretty well, and there's quite a bit of freeboard there, so plenty of opportunity to add weight to the canoe with various gear or whatever. I think that'll make it a little more stable as well. Well, it's a beautiful, although windy day, and we took it out for its maiden voyage, and it performed pretty well. It's a little tippy. Gonna take some getting used to that, but it glides through the water really nicely, and no leaks, so it didn't sink. Yay. Anyhow, so pretty happy with the result. I wish it wasn't quite as windy, but maybe later today it'll settle down. Well, when we took the canoe on its maiden voyage, the paddles I'd made were pretty heavy. I just kind of winged it when I made them. I had no plan or anything, so I kind of rebuilt them, and they went from being over 8 inches wide at the bottom to um, I think around 6. I took an inch and a half off, um, so really around 6.5, I guess. Uh, but uh, I also thinned them out quite a bit um, throughout the length of the head of the paddle. Um, and so, this is paddle 2.0. I think it's a little bit thin at the top here. I might think about remaking the handle, the top of the handle, because it's pretty flat here. And either I'll maybe just dish out a little bit in here just to have it feel a little more comfortable. But for now, it's fine. So we'll take it out and we'll see how it goes. These are cherry paddles. I used a spar varnish for the bottom portion, and then right about here I stopped with the varnish, and the rest of this is just oil and wax. And so we'll just oil and wax it regularly to keep the water from infiltrating. But from my understanding, oil and wax is much easier on the hands in terms of blisters and stuff. So, and then here's the other one. This one was this board. I think it was the other half of the board that I used to make the other one, and for whatever reason, it had more checks in it. So actually, when I cut it out, the handle broke off. So I made a new handle, and that one is mortise and tenon. It's got a through mortise, and it's flush here, and epoxied on. So you can see maybe a little bit of the line of the epoxy here. And of course, the grain direction is going horizontally instead of vertically. So that's a pretty big tell. This one's more of a sapwood. You can tell it's wider. And you can see that transition between the wax and the spar varnish here. Anyhow, I just kind of winged it, so I think they turned out pretty well. Oh yeah, and this one, after I'd done the whole thing, a crack started to emerge in here. Great, right? Because that's right where the head starts and where the most torque is going to be placed on the blade itself. So I just put a bronze screw through there and then filled the top with epoxy. So you can hardly see that. But hopefully that will, keep it from, just add some strength to keep it from separating, during paddling action. And hopefully they'll hold up for, as much as we're going to use. For as much as we're going to use the Canoe, which is probably maybe going to be a couple times a year. Okay, and here's where it's going to live. I just got a canoe hoist and mounted it to the ceiling of my garage, and that's where it will be when it's not in use.